A man's true worth is not measured when the sun is shining, but when the storm arrives, anyone can smile in peace, but only the strong remain unshaken. In chaos, your loved one does not need another source of fire. The world already burns enough. They need your calm, your presence, your steady ground when everything else trembles. The weak shout, the insecure argue, the undisciplined lose control. But the stoic man, he breathes, he observes, he acts with reason, not rage. When you choose calmness over chaos, you are silently proving your strength. You are showing that no emotion, no storm, no moment of anger can rule you. And in that silence, in that composure, your loved one feels something deeper than words. They feel safety, they feel trust, they feel worth. To lead with calmness is to whisper without speaking. With me, you are safe. With me, storms lose their power. That is how you show your true worth, not by louder words, but by deeper silence. Respect is not something you demand with words. It is something you earn with action. A man can argue endlessly, trying to prove he deserves respect. But arguments do not build respect. Consistency does. Promises do not create trust. Actions do. Your loved one does not remember what you said 100 times. They remember what you did when it mattered most. They remember your silence when others shouted. They remember your discipline when others broke. They remember your loyalty when others betrayed. Respect is built in the shadows, in the moments no one sees, in the sacrifices you never announce, in the strength you carry quietly. To respect your loved one is not to control them, not to diminish them, not to treat them as yours to own. It is to honor their being through the way you live. And to be respected in return, you must embody the man who does not beg for it, but naturally commands it through silent, unshakable action. Because words fade, but respect, once carved by action, lasts beyond time. Anyone can be great for a day. Anyone can be kind for a moment. Anyone can love when it is easy. But true worth is proven in consistency. Your loved one does not seek perfection. They seek certainty. They want to know that when life shakes, you will still stand. That your love does not vanish in anger. That your loyalty does not fade with temptation, that your character does not bend when tested. Consistency is silent. It does not shout. It does not demand recognition. It simply shows up again and again. When you are consistent, your word means something. Your presence means something. Your silence itself becomes powerful because they already know who you are, without needing constant reminders. Be the man who is unshaken, the man who can be trusted not once, but always. For in the end, it is not what you do once that defines you. It is what you do every single day. And that is how, without words, you show your true worth. Time is the one currency we cannot earn back. Every second given is a piece of life surrendered forever. You can buy gifts, you can speak words, but nothing speaks louder than the time you choose to give. Your loved one does not measure your worth by how loudly you speak of love, but by how present you are when they need you most. To sit with them without distraction, to learn without waiting to reply, to walk beside them without rushing away. This is love in its highest form. Silent, pure, unpretentious. A Stoic knows time is not infinite. Each day may be the last. So when you give your hours, your moments, your presence, you are saying silently, you are worth the most precious thing I have. It is not about endless hours, but about undivided presence. 5 minutes of true attention is worth more than a lifetime of half-hearted presence. Value time, give it wisely, and let your loved one feel, not hear, that they matter more than anything else. Because in the end, love is not proven by what you say, but by what you sacrifice. And the greatest sacrifice you can offer is your time. Anyone can say, I would do anything for you, but only the rare few prove it in. Silence through sacrifice. Sacrifice is not about grand gestures. It is not about destroying yourself to please another. True sacrifice is strength. It is the choice to give up comfort, ego, or ease for the sake of something greater than yourself. When you sacrifice time, when you sacrifice pride, when you sacrifice fleeting pleasures, you are showing your loved one that they matter more than your temporary desires. A Stoic man does not announce his sacrifices. He does not demand gratitude. He gives quietly, steadily, without seeking applause. Because his worth is not tied to recognition, but to the discipline of living by principle. And make no mistake, sacrifice is strength, not weakness. It takes strength to put someone before your ego. It takes strength to bear discomfort so they can feel secure. It takes strength to stand firm, even when it costs you. Your loved one will not remember the speeches you gave. They will remember the sacrifices you made in silence. So let your actions declare what your words cannot. Let your sacrifices be the proof of your love. Because in the end, strength is not in what you take, but in what you are willing to give. Many men mistake love for possession. They think protecting their loved one means holding them tight, controlling their choices, dictating their path, or caging them in the name of safety. But control is not protection. Control is fear disguised as love. And fear has no place in the heart of a Stoic. To truly protect your loved one is not to build a prison around them, but to give them the freedom to grow, the freedom to breathe, the freedom to live boldly while knowing you will always be there if the world tries to harm them. A Stoic protector is not loud. He does not boast of his strength. He does not constantly remind his loved one of how much he has done. Instead, he stands quietly, steady as a wall, ready to shield them from storms, ready to catch them when they stumble, ready to fight when the world attacks. Protection is not about control. It is about presence. It is about reliability. It is about being the unshakable ground beneath their feet. Your loved one does not need you to fight every battle for them. They do not need you to silence their voice, to dictate their choices, to make them smaller so you can feel stronger. No, they need you to stand beside them, not above them. To encourage their strength, to nurture their courage, to let them rise higher knowing you will always have their back. That is true protection, not the cage of control, but the shield of freedom. Remember this, a man who tries to control his loved one is ruled by fear. Fear of losing them, fear of being left behind, fear of not being enough. But the Stoic man does not fear. He knows his worth. He knows that by protecting without control, he is proving that his love is not about possession, but about empowerment. So protect quietly, protect with discipline, protect without words. Be the silent force that says, I will not chain you, I will not silence you, I will not weaken you. But when the storm comes, I will be your shield. That is how you show your worth, through protection that frees, not protection that imprisons. Because in the end, love is not about who you hold down, but who you lift up. And the man who can protect without control is the man who earns eternal trust.